Thank you, Lord Hayne. Ladies and gentlemen, as you've heard this morning, Ghana went to the country last year and elected a new government that has come on a platform, amongst other things, of making Ghana the friendliest business environment in Africa. This statement alone recognizes that there are challenges in doing business in the country today. However, Ghana has a decent balance of enabling environments and economic opportunities, and the environment for private investment is changing. Government is being more receptive to the private investment and the needs of the business sector, and the private sector is starting to respond more enthusiastically to the opportunities. I think later this year we'll have those moments of truth where the expectations will turn into trust. And we shouldn't underestimate the conviction behind the words that the President of Ghana has been quoted as saying, that he intends to make that his government will make Ghana the most business-friendly environment in Africa. I'm sure my good friend Yofi will deliver a bold and transformational document that will facilitate the new growth in FDI for Parliament through the new GIPC Act later this year. In terms of approaching the markets, while clearly top-level support is very important, it is not as important as working bottom-up and doing things right. Ghana is a complex market and needs to be approached in the same way as you would approach the UK market. To succeed in Ghana, companies must develop an understanding of the challenges present in Ghana and develop patience, resilience, and a risk appetite that the environment demands in the sector that you're focused in. This requires an approach involving proximity to the markets. You cannot be successful in Ghana doing it from afar. And through that proximity, you can get an understanding of the unique business climates that Ghana market presents. With that, I must say that the social license to operate, and using a phrase coined by Adebola Williams from Statecraft, the office of the citizen, is no longer a nice to have, but an essential part of operating in the marketplace. You need to engage and earn the confidence of the host communities where your business is in contact with them. Clearly, the extractive industries are leading the way on suitable approaches around the world, but increasingly we're seeing other businesses understanding the value of that social license to operate, to create a sustainable business. One topic that people always worry about but seldom verbalize is corruption, and this morning we've heard the senior minister talk about the efforts that the government are taking in that side. And again, we shouldn't underestimate the resolve of the current President's position in working on that, and differed of funding a program on anti-corruption, which includes changes in the company's law with beneficial ownership transparency and amongst other things. Before I finish, 3 points I would urge the government to look at expediting. One is land reform and the need to resolve the current challenges that both existing and new investors in the marketplace experience in the land acquisition process. And since coming into government, the government have embarked on a program of stabilizing the CD, which is clearly good news for the importers. It is, however, creating some concerns for the exporters, where they are seeing increasing domestic costs, but without the corresponding arbitrage of their export proceeds. I think further discussion needs to be held with the exporters to understand the exchange management policies in the coming months and years. And finally, to expedite the introduction of wider e-government services to reduce the friction that one can and does experience when interacting with government agencies. And we can only but support and look forward to the paperless systems that the ports will enjoy from September moving forward. Finally, if you are looking to do business in Ghana, given it is a complex market, I would strongly advise you all to consider carefully whether your business would be better served by making space for a Ghanaian partner that can assist in the management of the local risks and ensure that you can build a sustainable business.